I held Mingu's daughter close, her tiny hand clutching my finger. Her innocent eyes held a wisdom beyond her years, reflecting the harsh realities of our world.
Our sanctuary, a haven in this desolate wasteland, is no longer safe. Doyuk, I need you to protect her with your life.
Mingu, his face etched with worry, prepared for the unthinkable. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily on Dohyuk. He had promised Mingu, his friend, his comrade, that he would protect his daughter with his life. Every instinct screamed at him to flee, to disappear into the desolate landscape, but a promise was a promise.
I know the risks. I know the price of defiance. Yet, as I met Mingu's gaze, a silent vow passed between us. We would face the approaching darkness together, bound by loyalty and the desperate hope for a future free from fear.
The wind carried a chilling message, the distinct clang of metal against bone, the guttural laughter of men desensitized to cruelty. Julian was coming. A figure from Doyuk's past, a ghost he thought he'd buried in the ruins of their shattered world. Julian, once a trusted friend, now commanded a pack of ruthless survivors. Driven by a hunger for power and warped by the world's brutality, he had become the very nightmare they had sworn to fight against.
Our sanctuary, once a beacon of hope, is about to become a battleground. The fight for survival has just begun.
His arrival cast a pall over their sanctuary. The air grew heavy with apprehension, the silence punctuated by the hammering of Dohyuk's heart. Dohyuk and Julian, two sides of the same coin, their fates intertwined in the crucible of a world gone mad. They had met in the darkest days, finding solace and strength in their shared struggle. They had fought side by side, their bond forged in blood and fire, their camaraderie a shield against the encroaching darkness.
But the world has a way of twisting even the purest intentions. As resources dwindled and hope began to fade, a subtle poison seeped into our brotherhood: envy.
Julian, always ambitious, always striving, grew resentful of Doyuk's quiet strength, his unwavering moral compass. The camaraderie they once shared curdled into rivalry, their bond fracturing under the immense pressure of survival.
Now our past ties only serve to intensify the present conflict, turning a confrontation into a bitter betrayal.
Their past ties only serve to intensify the present conflict, turning a confrontation into a bitter betrayal.
You always were a fool, Doyuk.
Julian's voice echoed across the ravaged landscape, laced with chilling amusement. He circled Doyuk, his men fanning out like wolves preparing for the kill.
Clinging to your pathetic morals while the world burns around you.
Doyuk met his gaze, his expression resolute.
Some things are worth fighting for, even in this broken world.
He knew the odds were stacked against them, but surrender was not an option. Julian wanted a fight, Dohyuk would give him one.
You haven't changed. Still clinging to hope in this hopeless place. It'll be your undoing.
Julian sneered, mistaking Dohyuk's unwavering morality for weakness. He gestured towards Mingu's daughter, his eyes gleaming with malicious intent.
Give her to me and maybe, just maybe, I'll let you live to see another sunrise.
A cold fury ignited within Dohyuk. Julian, with his twisted logic and insatiable hunger, would never understand the value of compassion, of loyalty, of the bonds that held humanity together even in the face of despair. His offer wasn't a gesture of mercy, but a venomous serpent, its fangs dripping with the promise of a fate crueler than death.
You mistake me for someone who would bargain with the devil.
Dohyuk spat, his grip tightening on his weapon. To surrender a life entrusted to him was unthinkable, a betrayal of everything he stood for. He would rather die fighting than live with the stain of such a decision. He knew the price of defiance, the potential consequences of his choice. But some lines were not meant to be crossed, some sacrifices too great to bear. His answer, when it came, was immediate, absolute, and laced with the conviction of a man prepared to face his own mortality.
Never.
Dohyuk roared, his voice echoing across the wasteland. It was a challenge, a declaration of war, a testament to the unyielding spirit that refused to be broken by fear or desperation. He would not allow Julian or any man to dictate the terms of his morality. A flicker of respect, quickly masked by rage, flashed across Julian's face. He thrived on the fear of others, on the power it granted him. Dohyuk's defiance was an affront, a challenge to his authority that he couldn't ignore. The air crackled with anticipation as both men prepared for the inevitable clash. The wind whipped around them, a silent witness to the battle about to unfold. In that moment, it was more than just a fight for survival. It was a clash of ideologies, a testament to the enduring power of hope in the face of despair. And so, under the fading light of a dying world, two friends, now bitter enemies, stood poised on the precipice of fate. Their past camaraderie, their shared history meant nothing in this desolate wasteland, where survival was a luxury and morality a fading memory. The weight of their choices, the consequences of their actions, hung heavy in the air. Would Do-hyuk's unwavering resolve be enough to withstand the darkness that threatened to consume them all? Or would Julian's ruthless ambition claim another victim in this brutal dance of survival?